Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I know I've been a little bit absent because my latest videos are a little bit different than what I normally did in the beginning of this channel, which is more photography and videography related content because I am a photographer and videographer. I started by giving more tips and my process, let's say, share more about my process, and I didn't do a video like this for so long, but today's the time. Today's the time. We have here a nice tea and I'm gonna spill some beans today because I was thinking what would be the video that actually resonates right now for me, and it is 5 tips on working with non-models for portrait photographers. Let's have a little bit of a context. Since I'm a portrait photographer, since the beginning of my career as a photographer, I really enjoy taking pictures of people because of the uniqueness of each one, and I did photograph in the past as well models, but mostly I have normal people that are not models. They are people that are not used to a camera pointed towards them, people that might even have nervousness and they experience some sort of being too self-aware of their bodies while taking pictures of them. And so I learned some things during all these years in which I practice on my clients and with other people in my life, my beloved ones, or even on myself with the self-portraits. I learned some tips on how to actually improve and create beautiful portraits of another human being that are natural, that they can feel comfortable in the process and not, let's say, stiff, because sometimes a person can be stiff as well. So many of us, we are not so used to being in front of the camera at all. So how can you bring a person that's most of the times maybe behind of a screen, or even, a person that spends a lot of time in front of their computers or in their offices, or, they are not very familiar with this work. So how can we do this? Let me just check a little bit this camera there, more like this. Yes. How can we create a safe and harmonious setup for these people? They're more sensitive. And so here I am, I'm giving all the beans today, yeah, because I've been having all sorts of clients, yeah. And as I said, I'm talking about normal people that are not so used to having the camera in front of them. So let's start with the first one. The first one is actually your confidence and your set of skills and your passion and dedication for the things that you love. And that is to take pictures. And let me explain. So, someone enters in your studio and you get to know each other. Maybe you just chat a little bit before on a phone call, had the initial call, talk about things that they want, about their ideal portrait photo shoot that they are about to have. And they would say about, hey, I feel very uncomfortable, just so you know, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm like, really, I'm not liking this thing. And you're like, oh, I've heard this so many times. And in that moment, I feel like it's so nice to know whenever someone is saying to you. And then this is when you kind of like come with this inner confidence, with your confidence, say, hey, I got you. I know. I've been here, done that with so many other people. So you come here and we're going to find a way, the perfect way for you to relax and, find, everyone is unique. So see yourself that you need to kind of apply different techniques for different people. Not techniques, more like, different attitudes. Maybe some people really like to be pushed a little bit more, or some people want to be super guided. Some like more like laid back vibes, you are gonna feel it in the air. But this first step is all about your confidence. Like this person enters into your studio and, already he feels a little bit like, I don't know how to stay. And then in that moment, you come with your set of skills that you have in your pocket, which is, telling them how to stay and, make them a tea and connect with their energy and also with their vision again, remind them of their vision. What do you want? Why do you want this photo shoot right now for you? And I feel like by reminding them why they do this photo shoot is so important, and then they say, okay, yeah, actually I'm doing it for myself, or I'm doing this as a gift for my because I turned 30 now this year, or I do this because I need it for my business. And so by reminding them the reason why they decided to invest in a photo shoot, that's a beautiful energy set point that they can, attach to and understand that, okay, actually it's not so much about myself, but of course, becoming self-aware is part of the process. And that's the moment in which, you start guiding them. And by guiding them, like how I do it is, I say to them, look, let's just start, and you can tell me something about yourself, and I start photographing. Yeah, now I'm setting my camera, my light. You get accustomed to my energy. This is the camera, and I present my camera all the time. This camera, she is amazing, and she will create beautiful memories or beautiful material for you to have. So yeah, I feel like, because you carry a certain energy, and if you also feel a little bit like, I don't know how to handle with this person, that's a bit insecure, then also that person in front of you feels it. And so I think this is where you should, gain confidence in time, of course. And also, I can do another video about how to gain more confidence as a portrait photographer or as a photographer. But yeah, when you work with people, I think confidence is very important, because you are doing a service for the other, and the other expects from you to have a set of skills to help them achieve what they want. And this, in this particular situation, is pictures and good portraits of themselves. So yeah, this is the first step. Then the second one, I actually wrote the steps down. I'm very professional this time. I set my script down and I'm gonna, yeah. What I said, the first one, I say guidance and confidence from your side. Whenever we have someone that is nervous in front of the camera and has never done it, this is where the photographer comes in, full power, with its own empathy, confidence, and set of skills, guiding the client to relax and enjoy the process of being captured. So yes, I said it. The second one, show them how to do it and how to pose, as sometimes when you are in it, you feel a bit stiff and unsure on how to move, taking the pressure off by showing the exact poses helps. Yeah, I am very particular. I feel like I need to do it myself in terms of poses, and then I show them how I do it, and then they imitate me, or they do it their own way. How I did it, but they do it their own way. I found it so easy and helpful for the other, because they see me, and sometimes, of course, I also guide you, like put your right hand on top of your head, or put your right hand on your face, touch there, or do this or do that. I do this as well, but mostly I feel like I'm more of a person that guides through my own body language, and I see a place and I would see the person that I photograph in that particular position. And so, yeah, that's a vision that I have. There are different ways. Also, it depends on the person. If the person is really a person that struggles to be in their bodies, then I do a little movement with them, because I think it's important to kind of like de-tension their bodies. And you do it by, give them a little shake, or I put a nice music and they can dance a little bit, and just close your eyes and just breathe. Everything is all right. We're just going to take some nice pictures. That's it. But yeah, I think showing them how to pose, take the pressure off, because so many of my clients say this. I don't know how to pose. I don't know what to say. Stay in the pictures. And, sometimes I even encourage them, like, hey, go crazy a little bit. Like, just go crazy. Like, put your hands in ways that are natural. Like just play around a little bit. Let's see how can we be more vogue, you know what I mean? And of course, like sometimes you feel a little bit awkward and maybe posy, but in this situation, other poses and other spontaneous moments are being born, and so I'm capturing those, and then out of this spontaneity of the present moment, a nice pose and a nice picture is getting, it's big, it's alive, it's in the camera, it's captured, So yeah, I feel like this is important. It's important as a photographer to know how to guide the persons, for sure. But as I said, if you are someone that creates self-portraits, this is so helpful. Like for me, it is, I don't know how to say it. It's like one of my important tools in my pocket is taking pictures of yourself. You can learn so much about the body, and how can you capture pictures of others through seeing that on your own body. And it helped me heaps until now. Let's go to the third one. The third one is let them share about their life, business, and get curious about them. Some people love to be engaged in a conversation to ease their self-awareness, and that way they also feel seen and heard, build the trust. Yeah, this one is really as well connected to the getting to know your client more than just, is someone that pays you for a service and you are there and just like stay inside. Of course, if the vibe is silence, and also you can ask for permission, hey, how do you feel comfortable? Do you want to talk more? Or also you can read the person. But I feel like up until now, whenever, I have some little breaks in between and I just ask about them, like how, like what's your business? Like tell me a little bit, why do you do this? Or, yeah, sometimes I even ask things that are a little bit more easygoing, kind of like, what's your favorite fruit? This I ask a lot, all the time, because I love fruits, so stay juicy, yeah. Yeah, and I think it's nice when you ask this because they enter into a thought process and they forget a little bit about their body, and then they enter into like this more natural who they are, And by asking these questions, this like, when someone talks about themselves, you activate something in the core, and that from that energy they start acting, and so it becomes more authentic. And some pictures really turn out, even if they talk, sometimes in the breaks or like when they breathe in that moment in between two words, you capture a nice picture, and that's perfectly fine. It's like amazing. Is this what you wanted? So I encourage. Actually, I do this a lot. Like I just ask, and I'm curious about all my clients. I know the life of so many people. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful and magical about this job. When you work with people and being in service in whatever field you are choosing, whenever you're curious about another, it's an amazing energy to be in, right? You're not. It's not about you. It's about the other. And so it's vice versa as well. Like the client also asks me, and then I start talking. And sometimes, when I talk, she listens, and then I take pictures when she listens. It's a beautiful, it's a big co-creation. Yeah, it's a co-creation all the time, a photo shoot, and any other creative endeavor that you do with someone else. And then the fourth one is show them the pics from your camera, especially when there are some goodies that you see them already in the present moment. This gives them a boost and push to open up and explore even further, to experiment, to get crazy a bit for different outcomes. Yeah, I said it so many times, but showing them the pictures from the camera in the present moment, in the moment when you took it, because like I am a very cheerleadery type of photographer, let's say, or like a person that's really extrovert. I like to express my emotions in the moment, and if I see something, I say it. I make sure that they can hear it, and they can, their confidence can be boosted by that expression of mine in the present, when I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool, babe, sis, oh my God, this is crazy, sis, yeah, exactly like this, woo, woo. And I'm quite like passionate, that's my style. And then I show them. And then when they see them, it's like, oh my God, actually it's cool. Some people are also a little bit, how's this word, they don't trust, they're a little bit untrusty about things. And so you need to show them and kind of assure that we are on the right path, like everything is all right. The pictures are getting done amazing, and you are amazing. You look gorgeous. Look at this. Look what we've done, and blah, blah, blah. And so from time to time during the photo shoot, it's nice to just show them. Look how you look. Amazing. You don't need to worry. It's amazing. You know how to pose. And sometimes, in the end, I always say to them, come on, you lied to me that you don't know and you are so afraid of the camera, because look at you. Like, you are a queen right now. Queen of Vogue poses. Like, what is this? Amazing. So yeah, it's a lot about, building up the momentum, because of course the beginning is a little bit more mellow, you get to know each other, then the middle is when, all the things transformation appear, and towards the end it's like the crazy time. This is let's say the timeline of a photo shoot in my own experience. And the fifth one is be supportive and be a cheerleader, but of course, be supportive in your own authentic way. If you're not a cheerleader type of photographer, if you're someone that's more calm and more, down to earth and not super, excited, like excited, expressed type of person, be who you are. I think it is important in this particular field, in photography and videography, when someone is in front of you, unless it's an actor or a model, if it's a non-model, a normal person, that normal person wants to see someone in front of them that's authentic and natural. But also, I feel like, yes, and also, like, if I would be photographed by someone, I would like to be cheered up. So I think it's like smelling the energy of the air and of the person, and then kind of adjust. And of course, you don't need to like super transform yourself and be super fake or something, but it's nice from time to time, you know, to just give her assurance, like, yo, babe, you're so good, you're amazing, you look so gorgeous, or this pose is amazing on you, or like this profile, I love this profile, or do this, or, you know, and kind of cheer them up. And yeah, it's kind of like tied to the first one, where you are, yeah, encouraging them and give them boost of confidence, yeah, through your own self-expression as a photographer. But yeah, this is kind of like, these are my tips, and I feel like it's an ongoing process, like from the beginning of talking with a client until the end when I deliver the pictures. It's an ongoing unraveling and curiosity on my side as well, to get to know the other person better. And, you know, even all the time when I deliver after they leave, you know, and after they have this like afterglow moment of themselves, I ask them how they feel, and then I send them the link to see the pictures that we took. And then I always say to them, you know, I'm super curious to see what you like about yourself, because I like different pictures, and some women or some of my clients, they like different pictures of themselves and different faces and different expressions, and because they know themselves in another way, and I see them through my eyes, you know, differently. And then, you know, I follow up. I have this like follow up that's natural for me. I like it. I like to keep connected with my clients even afterwards. I like to see my pictures on their website, and I congratulate them, and I put them on my Instagram stories. So yeah, I feel like this as well builds trust, and in time they can return to you, or you just become friends. I became friends with so many of my clients, so it's amazing. This work is beautiful, and if you are a photographer and you started doing portrait photography, I highly recommend you to, you know, start taking pictures of strangers. Like, ask if you are building a portfolio, or if you are taking, maybe you are in the beginning and you are taking you're charging lower rates, just to like kind of build up your own confidence. Try these tips and let me know how that goes. And also, if you are someone that has done portrait photography for a long time, tell me how you do it in your process. I'm super curious to know about other photographers and other, you know, creatives that are on this channel. Thank you so much for being here. And I know I didn't post so much photography content is because I've been quite busy, and I've been traveling as well. Copenhagen kind of vlog is coming. It's also kind of the same vibe as Iceland, because I like this, you know, it's more my mellow with the music on the background. It's just giving you a vibe and a feeling and some emotions in there that we've been captured and went through. But I want to share more about my photography process, because I've been having some photo shoots lately, and I'm happy now. I'm feeling the momentum, and so because I feel the momentum, I feel like I'm learning as well as I go, and it's an ongoing process. As a photographer, by the way, it's an ongoing process. At times, you might feel like, what the F am I doing with my life? Why am I being a photographer? I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you don't feel so much attraction to this. And then some moments I'm like, oh, I fucking love my job. And this was for me as well in the beginning of the year. It was like, do I want to do this? Blah, blah, blah. But in the end, I actually returned to this because I freaking love it. And yeah, I think being in love with what you do is the most beautiful thing that you can do for yourself and the people around you and the people that you're going to work with. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out my work on my website, if you want a photo shoot, I'm in Berlin based, but I also travel. If you want portrait photo shoots or other visual stories for me to create for you, don't forget to come, reach out. This is what I want to say. But also don't forget to check my work online and, follow me on Instagram and subscribe to this channel, and let's connect. I'm super happy all the time to hear more from other people that are on the same journey and to inspire each other. Until next time, stay juicy.